Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Uriel and welcome to the video. So today we're going to be talking about 5 things, well actually 6 because I added one more. 6 things you can do that can help you facilitate your college decision process. But before I begin, I do want to acknowledge the fact that this is all my personal experience, and if you believe that you have something else that I probably miss or that could be beneficial for someone else, please put it down in the comments below. I'm pretty sure there are 1,000 other things that I could have said, but these are the things that I could have come up about and talk most about, and I'll try to get all the comments that I thought were very helpful and provide them to you in the description of the video. I don't want to go into this video not acknowledging like the various obvious factors such as location, cost, student culture and all that stuff. Like those things are still important, but I also wanted to give you guys some sense of control for your decision, because those are all things that sometimes could be out of your control, and that once you've looked at all those other things, you're probably stuck with 2, 3, or 4 universities or colleges. And I want to show you that there are things that you can actually take control of that will be important for your experience. And I'm providing you with something different, something that you can personally take to the next level. I thought about what I was going through when I was in high school, kind of wishing that I had more people like me telling me a little bit more realistic advice. So that's kind of what I want to be providing you in this video. It's just my personal experience and things that I wish I knew. All right, so the first thing I thought would be important is talking to students you can relate to. Now, a lot of people would tell me like talk to a student, but part of the difficulty is like when you're going to a school like Notre Dame, there's like not a lot of students that are like you, if that makes sense. If you could talk to students that you can personally relate to, you might be able to get information that's more relatable to you and that you value the most. So things you could look at are like hometown, like where are they from? They grew up around you? Like they go to the same school as you? They're most likely gonna give you a more honest and authentic and transparent view of their experience at college. But also if you think about that a little bit more, even your identity, like how do you identify yourself? What part of your identity is significant to you? Like, and if it's important to you, it's going to affect you in many important ways while you're at college. By doing that, you're probably gonna feel more comfortable talking to these students as well. And talking to students are gonna give you like a good and bad of the university that you might not have considered, because I think tour guides and all that stuff, like all the admissions paper, like they're all very sugar-coated at some point. You could also consider talking to a club or an organization that you're interested in at the university. Maybe it's hobbies or sports or something more fun like video games, I suppose. A lot of these clubs at the universities are probably going to be well established, and they'll have a website, they'll have some contact info. Most importantly, they love talking about their club and their university. You know, they're going to try to provide you with the best information as possible, as quick as possible, because that's kind of their job. And they're going to ask you probably like, okay, who would you like to talk to? Like what kind of experiences? And that's when you start saying like, hey, would it be possible to talk to women in business pursuing this, like, or anything around that area? Or maybe even just like their background, so like their hometown. So if you want to say like, oh, is there anybody that you may know who I could contact with that would know someone from Orange County, you know, like stuff like that. And then you start getting narrower and narrower if you'd like. That's weird. So for example, like I wish I would have probably talked to my university's Latino Student Association. It would have been cool to talk to other Latino students at Notre Dame, like just talking to them about their personal experience, what it's like to be a student of color at the university. The best thing about this, I would say, is the fact that you could find these clubs and organizations on campus very easily just by Googling them on Google. The best part about this is it's very easy to find clubs for your university. So you would literally just look up like, say, Latino Business Association at UC Berkeley, like stuff like that. What you want to do is like find a population that you're relatable with, that you could connect with. You know, they just want to provide you with the best information possible, and clubs and organizations are there to do that, and reach out to them and talk to them about, you know, the culture, what they do, and pretty much anything that's going to convince you into making your decision. Number 3, another thing you want to consider is pay attention to programs that the university offers that can help you grow. And by this, you want to think more futuristic. You want to think more about life after college. So whether it could be a film club or business clubs, like a lot of schools have business clubs and they all go out and do different things. Like some of them do treks. They could go to New York, they could go to Chicago, they could go to California. You want to go to a school that's going to provide you with the most opportunities for growth and learning, which is why you're going to go there. Think about what kind of clubs or organizations are there to help you to build the best student profile at college while you're there for 4 years or however long you're going to be there. If you think Quidditch is going to be like a huge determining factor, then go for it. But I remember Quidditch was like one of the things everybody was talking about. Like, oh, we have a Quidditch team, we have a Quidditch team, we do this. And like, it almost seems like every school has Quidditch now. So you want to be a little bit more distinguishable. If you're noticing that there are things that are not there at the school that you want to go to, maybe it's something you could start. And that's the cool part. Like, think about, if you really want to go to the school, like think about, hey, like maybe I want to start that. Maybe I want to start this club because I saw that this school had it and it was going to be like a determining factor between my decision. So if this school has this, but you want it at this school, just start it. Like, that's the best thing I could say if that's a troubling thing. The cool thing about this is like, now that if you're looking into these things, like if you're researching the schools and reaching out to them, then when you go to campus, you already know like things that you might want to consider. You already know who you want to talk to. Maybe you already talked to the president of the club, maybe you talked to the secretary, maybe you talked to a member. Like, you already have like a foot in the door, which is super important. Speaking of like building that student profile, one thing that's really important is your potential major. I personally didn't know jack of what I wanted to do when I was 17. I don't know, like some people walk in and they're like, I want to be an engineer. I want to work in, investment banking or private equity. Like, I want to work in these like very specific or like difficult they just have it. Sometimes they just know, but I'm talking about the people that don't, like me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to study. Like, if you could relate to that, I think it's something that you should be asking about. So if you are undeclared, like many students are, you want to know one thing, and that is, how easy is it to move around it? I remember as a freshman, incoming freshman, I was like, who really likes school? Like, that's now I like it a lot though. My university allowed me to experiment a lot. And I think that's something that a lot of students probably don't think about. So think about it like this. When I was a freshman and I didn't know what I wanted to study. I was undeclared. I was taking like art classes. I was taking drawing. I was taking acting. I was taking chemistry and Calc 2 at the same. Like, yeah, I was pretty much everywhere. So I ended up dropping chemistry though. But if you're a little bit undecisive, you want to explore different interests, you want to make sure your school is going to facilitate that process. So find out about the flexibility of moving around. Like, what's the process if I want to switch majors? Like, how's that? Find that colleges provide you with a lot of ways that you can fulfill your interests. Kind of learn how to like prioritize what you want to study and what you want to participate in and what you want to create. Like, those are the things you learn about college. And number 5, this is very important. It's going to help you so much. So number 5, ask if you could visit. I know we can't do that now during the quarantine thing that we're in, but I know for sure some schools have virtual tours about their university or college on their website, so keep an eye on that. So who do you contact? You could contact the admissions board, the admissions office, or admissions rep on the admissions website. So they usually have like a list of like, oh, this person is in charge of California or Southern California, etc. What's cool about this is like, you could get flown out just to go visit the school. Like, how cool is that? And you could technically, like, if you were to apply to all 50 schools, and I mean, if you were to apply to like schools in every state, like, you could technically find a way to go visit every state, but that'd be a lot of work. But it's possible. Someone should do that. So ask about that. And if finances are a barrier, okay, so this is cool. So if finances are a barrier to you, let them know. That's it. I remember like when I was choosing my school, it's Notre Dame, Indiana. Like, I remember being in Southern California, and I was like, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to afford to go all the way over there, because I don't think I ever flown anywhere before. But what I ended up doing was I ended up emailing and contacting the director of admissions and letting him know kind of like my situation. I was telling him, hey, I'm between Berkeley and like Notre Dame, and like I don't know what to do. And I think like a visit would help me out a lot. However, I don't think I could afford to go there, right? So that's what I did. And what happened was they booked me a ticket and they drove me there. VIP, bro. Nah, I mean, it wasn't first class, but I mean, bro, like, that was sick. That was sick. I got flown out and then they personally drove me to the campus, bro. That was dope. And so what happens after this is like, you go and usually stay with another student. So that's pretty cool because you're able to talk to a student that is actually, probably go with him or her like during the day, and you get to learn what it's like to be a student and meet your friends, see what they do and all that stuff. However, I would say this, try not to party, because I know some students when they visit like all the school parties and stuff like that. But what usually ends up happening is like a prospective student just get like really wasted and then they get their admissions thing taken off. It's happened before. So try to visit, try to envision yourself. I know it sounds very cliche, but you'd be surprised. Number 6. I don't know if I should have included it in this video, but I'm gonna add it anyways, and please let me know what you think. Talk to university alumni about their experience. Young or old, whatever you're comfortable with. By alumni, they could literally be like me, like I'm about to graduate this semester. The young alumni like myself, like I'm not calling myself young, I'm just saying like I'm about to graduate this coming semester. And I would be more than happy to talk to anybody like about my experience. And it kind of goes circle back to the first part is you want to talk to students like you. So talk to alumni that are like you as well. The reason why I say this is because I would be more than happy to talk to a Latino first gen low income student about my experience at Notre Dame. Like that, I would anytime I would take you out for coffee. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of people you want to be talking to. I mean, like if I know that you want to talk to someone about this, I would most likely connect you with someone else who you're looking for. Like you reach out to me and then I tell you like, hey, like I know you were interested in this, like I know this person that could help you with that. You know, that's what you want. That's literally it. That's the key to success, guys. You want to ask them like what was your experience like on campus? You know, talk about that. And ask them is how helpful their degree from this university has been. Some students just may feel like, dude, like I owe my career to the university because they connected me very well, etc., etc. They provided me with the right help. They made some great connections. I've been able to do everything because of the school. Like those are the kind of things you want to hear. Going to the university and being there as a student is one thing. Graduating with a degree from that university is another. College, everybody's gonna party, everybody's gonna do this. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. But you also want to think about the value that the university and the experience will bring after graduation. Meaning, what's it like to be a graduate from Notre Dame? What's it like to have a degree from the University of California, Berkeley? Like, what is that like? You know, how does that feel? Like, what's been your experience? Like, how is your life different now that you went to this college? And those are things you want to hear because this is potentially going to be 4 years of developing yourself, you know, growing and failing and all this stuff. A good place to start is by probably going on LinkedIn. Like you could look up the university and go on the alumni section and then find them by region and then just scroll. And so many people from doing very different things. And this is really important. It's a very important website. I would recommend you make it right before you leave to the university. Once you're on LinkedIn, you can find the alumni and then just talk to people. You could literally just be like, hey, like this is a university I'm considering. Would you mind giving me 10 minutes of your time to talk about your experience? But before you do that, you want to make sure your LinkedIn profile at least has a picture and has like bio. You maybe put in a little bit of information so that it doesn't look like they're just getting an email from some random kid in, I don't know, North Dakota. You know what I mean? Where's North Dakota? So a few final words. At the end of the day, this is a decision that's going to be up to you. So please don't listen to like, oh, you should go here, because trust me, I've heard a lot of that stuff. It's like, you should go here. Like, why would you leave California to go to Indiana? You know, at the time I was like, what the heck am I doing? But it's a leap of faith, and I'm no more than grateful for my decision. And that's another thing too, is like, be willing to take a leap of faith. Like, the whole point of college is just to grow and to challenge yourself and learn. And sometimes the best way to do that is by trying something completely new and out of your comfort zone. And another thing that I would also say is, for all you know, the decision that you make could inspire someone else. Because trust me, people are looking at you when you're making these kind of moves. Please also look into like the cost of the institution, the location, student life, the demographic. Like, those are all important things. I want to provide you with a very raw, genuine, transparent, authentic information, because that's kind of what I wish I had, honestly. Please share the video with a friend who you think could find this useful. If you're interested in hearing more about my perspective, my college experience at Notre Dame, then stay tuned. And if you have any video suggestions or things you would like to hear, please let me know in comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Truly appreciate it.